I'm building a kindness community, but it's funny because I'm building a kindness community. Well, I'm also building the kindness community. That's going to be my nonprofit eventually. But to get there, I first am going to build an audience around myself and around kindness. And my whole vision is to eventually use that audience and use those eyeballs to amplify kindness and amplify nonprofits, really. I want to make a nonprofit for nonprofits. I've used the analogy of reinsurance. It's like insurance for insurance carriers. I want to make a nonprofit for nonprofits. And it's funny, at first, I thought this was such a revolutionary idea. And then, like the very next day, literally the very next day, I live in Denver now, but my hometown is Louisville. I see a news article about a nonprofit in Louisville, Kentucky, that is a nonprofit for nonprofits. So that was pretty cool. What's funny though is that at first I was like, dang it, my idea isn't a new idea. But I realized, I checked myself, I realized that mindset shouldn't be, dang it, it's already been done. It should be awesome. It can be done. And that is the mindset that I now have. This can be done. And, maybe the way that that nonprofit got to where they are isn't necessarily how I'm going to get to there. But to know that my long-term vision is a thing that is possible was really cool for me. So I guess what I want to do is, I want to do so much stuff, but I really just want to start explaining kind of where I'm at and how I feel and everything about all of this. Because I just wanted to change the world. I want to change the world. Actually, let me say something more bold. I'm going to change the world. And you're going to help me. And I think that's cool. And it's so cool. Like, I have the long-term vision and even like the medium-term vision. The hardest part, like I said at the beginning, is starting. It was like I had all the steps besides the first couple steps. But now I'm into these first couple steps and I'm 1 week in now. I made my first video like 10 days ago or so. And fun fact, 24 hours before I posted that first edit video, whatever you want to call it, I had never edited a video in my life. So I'm about 10 days into editing and I fucking love it. Dude, it's so awesome. It's such a creative outlet for me to be able to send a message to somebody, And so like you guys on YouTube, this is the behind the scenes, this is the longer form of stuff, the not as polished, I guess you could say. Whereas Instagram and TikTok are more of the polished cut moments. At least that's kind of what I'm envisioning. But, damn it, lost my train of thought. Yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought there for a little bit. It actually took me a couple minutes to even remember what I was freaking talking about. I had to go rewatch the footage, rewind it multiple times, be like, okay, what even was I trying to get at? And I was at the part where I was saying I'm 2 weeks in, I'm 1 week in, and I'm at those first couple steps. And to fill you guys in, if you're only watching from YouTube, I am trying to do random acts of kindness for people. And right now I'm starting small. I'm doing things that, I'm just handing out note cards that send a good message. And I am editing them and using cool songs that I like, having fun with that. But I'm introducing a little bit of money, and what I thought would be cool to engage the audience was to put up a poll to decide how we can break up $100. So I was like, should we do $100 for one person, 50 for two, 20 for five, or 10 for 10? And it ended up being a pretty close vote, but the 5 people for $20 won. So that's what we're gonna do this week, and that got me super pumped because that's how I'm gonna start finding the magic. And that's what I talked about in the video that I posted today on Instagram and all my other channels. Is that's how I'm going to find the magic. And I'm still kind of like figuring out exactly what I want to do. Like yesterday I was like, comment what audience I should try and approach, but I don't really think that's the right approach. And then I started thinking, comment ideas of ways that I could find the right person, you know? And I got a few comments of that. And I was thinking like, I'll just do one of those comments like 5 times. Like, say I go to a bus stop. This is the example I used, so I'll use it again. I go to a bus stop and ask for $1. First person to give me $1, I bless them with 20. I was originally thinking do that 5 times. But actually I think what I'm gonna do, just because this is all like an experiment and you guys are getting to see me experiment and stuff. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I mean, I know what I want to do, but I don't really have like set plans. And I guess I'm smiling so much because that's awesome. I love that. So what I'm gonna do is I have 5 different ways to find magic, and I've got a bunch of different Google Docs. I've taken so many notes recently, man. My brain has just been firing like crazy. And so yeah, I think the plan is I'm going to do 5 different ways to find this magic, and we're gonna see which one works best. Ways to find magic. Okay, so here's gonna be the first 5 little things that I'm gonna try. Someone commented to call local businesses and ask about their best employee or who needs help. And so I added on to that. What I want to do is like, I'm going to call a local business and say, hey, like I'm doing this kindness project. Is there an employee of yours that you think if I asked them for help, they would help me, kind of thing? And then I'm going to go to the store and I'm going to ask them what time of day that specific person is working. And I'm going to go into the store and ask for some sort of help. I don't really know exactly yet. We'll figure it out. And if that person helps me, you know, or even if they don't, I don't know. If they help me, I guess I will bless them with money. But I'm more so just interested in connecting with them as a human. It's not so much about like you do X, you get Y. It's not so much about that. It's a feeling, you know. It's the intuition. It's the vibe. It's the magic. That's what I'm after. So yeah, we're gonna call a local business and see who their employee is that they think should be blessed. It's only $20 too. But what's cool about this is these are trial runs for something bigger. I'm basically showing everybody right now, here's what I'm gonna do, here's what we can do. Imagine if we had like 10x the amount of dollars. How cool would that be? And also another funny thing is like, I am envisioning myself as your video game character, because I had the audience vote for how I should spend the money, and now I'm using the audience. I keep saying the audience. I should probably start getting used to saying you guys. You or you guys? I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, like you guys are picking every step of the way, and I'm just kind of a vessel for it. And my thought process here is I'm gonna put my money down first for a couple weeks, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put $50 instead of $100, and then I'm gonna say for every comment that this video gets, that equals $1. This is kind of a threefold kind of thing. One, that the comments will help engagement, so I can start to bring in followers that don't know me. Because right now I'm relying on a lot of people who do know me, my circle, I guess you could say. But I want to grow that. Sorry, I'm getting off topic. So one, comments help engagement. Two, the comments are a way to kind of take one step towards getting people more involved in a way that they would be more comfortable to donate in the future. And also, the third thing is, and this is like my favorite part of all of this, I want to show the power of community. I want to show that it doesn't take a lot from any of us. It just takes a lot of us doing a small thing, you know. But the key is, when I say a lot of us, or when I say community, or when you say community, remember that you are a part of community, and I need to remember that I am a part of community. And that means doing your part. Community is about helping everyone around you. And what's dope is, most of the time you're going to reap the benefits of community, because that's what's dope about, like, say there's 100 people. Most of the time there's 100 people in a community. Most of the time that 100 people are good, and the one person who's not, say it's you at that time, you're going to get helped. And most of the time most people are good, so the one person or the two people who need help can get helped. The important part of this is, when it's your turn to be the helper, you gotta fucking step up. And even if it's not your turn, fucking help people, man. It doesn't even have to be anything hard or anything big or gigantic. But go out of your way to do something kind for somebody. I never even got to all my ways to find magic. I've only talked about the first one. The second one, this is one that, this is one of my ideas, is sidewalk chalk. And what I want to do there, how I've evolved it is, for one, I'm going to do some sidewalk chalk with like good messages, you know. So everything, sorry to go on another tangent, I can't help myself. Everything that I'm doing is almost like a twofold win-win kind of thing. So it's like the sidewalk chalk. I'm going to write good messages on the ground, but as I'm doing that, I'm also waiting for the first person to come up and compliment me, or to kind of like talk to me or something like that. That's the person I'm going to reward with $20. So that's number two. And it's cool because while I'm doing that, I'm spreading kindness, you know. I'm finding magic while spreading kindness. And I guess I didn't really make my point a second ago. That's kind of my point of this whole thing, is I want to go find this magic, and I want to, you know, become a content creator. Not so much because I want to be a content creator. I more so want to help people as much as possible, and becoming a content creator is how I can do that. So, hope you understood the distinction. Third way to find magic: follow your intuition. Just straight up walk out the front door and see where the wind takes you. I love this. I have done some trial runs of finding magic, and I'm going to talk about that more in some future videos, but I know this works. You guys should try it too. Just follow your intuition a little more. Trust your gut. Take risks, but take calculated risks. I think that is a huge distinction. I think we've almost, like as society, gotten afraid of taking risks. And afraid of struggle. And you know what? It's like comfort actually breeds the opposite of comfort. Your strivingness, when you strive for comfort, or when you live your life in hopes that one day I will be comfortable, you are actually living in a state of lack of comfort. And that gets me on another topic of confidence real quick. I was thinking about this when I was talking to a friend. We were talking about there's a fine line between confidence and cockiness. I said that to my friend and he was like, oh no, I am cocky, I just don't want anyone to know it. And that's what put me on this thought is I'm cocky, but I don't want anyone to know it. So if you are cocky, that means like you know that you're the shit, which you are the shit. We all are. We're dope. All of us are dope. And it's okay to think that. And I think it's really just a mindset thing with what my friend was saying. But I was thinking about it, and this is a fault of mine too. When you try to act confident, you are actually, in the same sense that I said a second ago, you are putting out a vibe of a lack of confidence because you're trying to act as if you're confident. So you're kind of putting out the vibe of you're not confident, or you're not like kind of putting out the vibe, but that's kind of the essence of what you're doing. I feel like I just fumbled that one, so whatever. But fourth way to find magic. This was one I just thought of because I was thinking of like themes and stuff, and I just wrote music. And then I was like, oh, okay, buskers is what I wrote down. I want to go up to somebody who is playing music on the streets and talk to them, strike up a convo, and if they seem cool and seem like they could use some help, I will give them $20. Okay, the fifth way to find magic is a free compliment sign. Someone in need of a pick-me-up, the right person will appear. So yeah, maybe I'm gonna go out and put out a little sign, sit there with a chair, and say like free compliments, or I'm here to listen if you need somebody. Haven't really figured out exactly what the sign will say, but I'm gonna make a sign and sit somewhere and be there for somebody. Actually, I'm gonna be there for multiple people because, like I said, I don't want to indiscriminately give people money. I'm not just gonna give $20 to the first person who walks up and interacts with the sign. I'm going to, all of these ways are just initiations to finding that magic, you know, and I know it's very obscure and vague what I'm talking about, but it's because it's kind of an obscure thing, you know, it's an ineffable kind of phenomenon. But these are ways to hopefully help me find it. And I think this is a good one. Yeah, all of these essentially are ways for me to strike up a conversation with somebody, start talking to them, and use my intuition to know if this is the right person or not. And that's the plan. And I'm so pumped for week 1 because I can really see the vision of me doing this is going to put proof in the pudding, and then I'm just going to do it more and more, and then I'm going to open it up for small donations. And this is another thing. I don't want anyone to donate more than $5 or $10 because I want to really hammer home the point of, guys, look how cool it is. All you did was donate $5, but your $5 just, and you're watching the video now of me donating $1,000 or $500. So I want to get as much engagement and interaction as possible while having people not really have to do a whole lot. I would love for 1,000 people to donate $1 rather than one person donate me $1,000, if that makes sense. And you can use that on a sliding scale, but yeah, I really want to emphasize the power of a small act done by many people can make a huge difference, because that is essentially what community is all about. And I think our country, our world, society, whatever you want to call it, or however you want to break it down, needs that right now. I think we're very individualistic, and I think maybe that is more of a our country, unfortunately, thing, or maybe just like the West. It's very individualistic. We are so worried about, well, what about me? Well, what about what happens to me? And I just don't think that's right, and I think it's putting so many cracks in our society, man, and I just want everyone to love each other, and what's crazy is I know everyone else wants that too, but we're being fed so much negativity that it's hard, and I want to be a voice of positivity, and with your all's help, by doing things like commenting, liking, subscribing, following, whatever it is, like those little things do actually make a difference. And if you want to kind of be a part of this experiment, just help me out in free ways, like commenting and stuff like that, sharing with a friend. Like, send this to one person that you know doesn't follow me that you think would be interested in having a real life video game character. It's kind of funny, but yeah. All right, that was my first take at just a stream of consciousness talking to the camera. Hopefully it went well. That was pretty fun. I go on a lot of tangents, so I need to kind of be better at formulating my thoughts, but this is really fun, and I can't wait to keep interacting with you guys. And please, seriously, interact with me. I've realized that, like, talking to the camera, I'm actually hanging out with all of you guys. That has been a huge mindset breakthrough for me. Is like the reason I'm able to like talk so comfortably right now to you guys is because I just know that y'all are there and you're seeing this and you're commenting and you're hanging out with me, and that makes me so fucking happy. So follow along and help me out. You don't have to ever help out financially, but there are ways to help out without any sort of financial burden. And that would be dope if you did. And why not? Let's see what happens. And think about this, because I already know I'm going to have 1 million followers in like a year or two. I think a year, but I'll say 2 just to be safe. Think about this. You're going to be one of the people that launched this shit, that helped me get this off the ground, out of my friends and family circle, and then look at all the shit I'm doing now. Please, man, help me do this. I'm just trying to make the world a better place.